Okay, hi again, YouTube land. I know this is a weird perspective to be seeing me from. Usually I'm over at my desk, and I do sometimes post using just the iPod here, but rarely. Today is one of those days because I got a good amount of housework done this morning. It's only 10 to 1 right now, but I tweaked something the wrong way. 'Cause ow. What you see behind me, this lovely fabric here, is the new couch we got recently that I already posted about. So I'm sitting in my precious, precious recliner and trying to untweak, basically. So the other day, a couple of my things here on YouTube got, I don't know, retweeted or something by someone, and all of a sudden several of my posts have upwards of, now mind you, most of the things I post have like 5, maybe 10 views. Some of them are getting upwards of 120 at this point. Now, in the scale of YouTube, that's like, probably less than that. But it's something to me. I find it very interesting because I think what I have to say is important to me. That's why I say it. I think much of what I say is important to the person I'm speaking to, because generally I'm not speaking to you unless you've asked me to. Unless you have chosen to engage me in conversation, I have no reason to talk to you, you know? I'll listen when you speak, I'll pay attention to you, I will look in your direction. But until you ask me something, until you engage me, I'm not going to say anything. I have no need, no reason, no motivation. So for things that I say into a camera to be viewed multiple times or by multiple people, I find significant. Not totally sure how. Still kind of working on that, but significant. The other thing is, I had mentioned in one of my Facebook groups on Friday, sorry, Wandering Perspective, that I was going to be posting Friday about a theory I'd been working on. And I didn't have time. I just didn't have time. And on Saturday and Sunday, my husband is home from work, so I spend that time with him. Understandably, justifiably, rightly so. And then yesterday just got away from me. It just frankly got away from me. I was in the city for the better part of 7 or 8 hours, including trip there and trip home. And by the time I got home, I'd been on my feet for upwards of 7 hours. And I was like, no. I need to relax. So I did. This theory I had been talking about on Friday. In October, about 3 weeks, well, 6, a couple days shy of a month, in the strictest accurate terms. A couple days shy of a month before my 30th birthday, I will be going to my first ever Comic-Con. Now, for those of us who grew up learning about Comic-Con as it became a thing, because it wasn't always. Conventions have been a thing for a long time, but specifically nerd, geek, artistic, comic-related, entertainment industry-related conventions open to the public, conferences like that open to the public, haven't been a thing. And in the time that they have, it's become significantly more popular. And I've never been able to afford to go. And this year I said, you know what, I'm going to one of these fuckers before I turn 30. I have to. I am a nerdess. I am a part of the nerd community. And this is the one rite of passage I've never engaged in. So I need to do this. Surprised the hell out of my husband by buying the 4-day pass, because I figured go big or go home. But he does want to come with me, which is good. And I'm sure he'll have fun. It's a lot of people in one relatively big space. But even so, my husband is naturally shy, and I've never been a huge fan of large groups of people, because when you put that many people in a group, their average IQ drops by about 50 points. But I'm hoping we're starting with a classification of people who are somewhat inherently smarter to begin with. And, you know, many of us were bullied in school. Many of us, if not most of us, were tortured for the fact that we enjoy what we enjoy, and we talk about it and demonstrate it. And it's nice, the entire idea, overall, the premise of going somewhere where there's these hordes of people who all fall into the same spectrum that you do. You know, being able to go to a convention where there are literally thousands upon thousands of people who were also bullied, who were also mistreated for enjoying what they enjoy, who were also not accepted for one reason or another. So it's a good thing to be able to go to a place where everyone gets to walk around and go, hey, that's cool from The Thing, and hey, I like that genre too, and wow, that's my favorite show. Flying back and forth across the room between all these thousands of people. And it also gives you the opportunity, I think and I hope, gives you the opportunity to interact with the people who bring these things to you, the people who created these TV shows, these genre pioneers, you know, like the cast of any one of the Star Trek series, the cast of any major science fiction show, Warehouse 13, Eureka, Being Human, Battlestar Galactica, original, secondary, and sci-fi series, and I'm including Caprica in that. God, you know, there's so many. There really, really are so many. And, you know, foreign sci-fi as well. Being Human was also a British show. And shows like Red Dwarf, which I'm about to sit down and enjoy, because yesterday while I was out in the city, I got Red Dwarf 10. Red Dwarf X. Finally. I have collector's edition director's cut DVDs of the entire Red Dwarf series. And I can't be without the newest one. I haven't seen it yet because it hasn't aired in the States. And I hate that. I'm a really serious Anglophile. I admit it. That's one of my bigger nerd points. I am a trivia person. I'm not really a cosplay person, but that's probably because I've never found a character that my body dimensions make sense with. I mean, the only way I would work as Wonder Woman is if I was really a lot less hippie. In a literal sense, my hips measure something like 54 inches. And I'm sure 30 of that is my ass being too huge, but I'm very wide at the bottom. So I don't know. I may or may not wear my cat ears, I haven't decided. But the theory that I originally mentioned, that I've been thinking about discussing on Friday, was this. In the spectrum of people who attend things like Comic-Con, you have the unfortunate overall stereotype people who fall into that category of not really the outdoorsy type, stay in, play a lot of video games, watch a lot of DVDs, a significant result of which is poor diet and nutrition and therefore weight gain. And then there are those at the opposite end of the spectrum. There are those who embrace being a nerd in a way that involves a lot of, say, LARPing, you know? And when you're LARPing, you're out doing stuff. I mean, the whole point is that you are participating, you are engaging with other people. It's not something I've ever done because I don't really have friends, but it shows the range, you know, from practically no physical activity to those who make being a nerd a hugely physical sport. You know, those who play real life Quidditch. You know, that's a nerd thing. That to me is a tangential version of LARPing. And I'm hoping, now that I know I'm going to Comic-Con, now that I know I have paid for my ticket, I verified it through my bank, I paid for my ticket. Now that I know that I'm going, I want to force myself to finally go through with all of the things I know, all of the dietary changes I know I need to make, all of the nutritional problems I know how to fix but just haven't fully implemented yet. So, not just by the time I'm 30, which is the first week of November, but by the time I go to Comic-Con, which is October 10th through 13th, I want to be in significantly better shape. I want to lose a significant amount of weight. I haven't decided what I'm going to define as significant yet, but I would say a fair range is 50 pounds or more, at least. Especially given how much I weigh. But it feels like it's a lot more possible as it gets warmer out. I mean, today New York is dealing with snow because life sucks, but as the weather gets warmer, it becomes easier. And my husband, my husband is a naturally outdoorsy guy. He likes to hike, he likes to bike, he loves to swim. Loves to swim! I mean, they used to call me water rat when I was a kid because I loved swimming, and then I got big and self-consciousness took over. But my husband still loves it. And coincidentally, my husband loves me. So, in our entire time together, he's never had an issue with how I look. He says that he likes it when my hair is shorter just because he has a predilection for short hairstyles, which is fine. I mean, truth being all things relative, I prefer my hair short. It's one of my butchier qualities, I admit, but it suits me. Having my hair long like this is, I'll show you. Having my hair long like this is not normal for me. In 16 years, my hair has not been anywhere near this range of length. And I miss having short hair, and if I wasn't doing it for such a significant reason, my hair would not be this long. And I'll tell you the truth of the matter, it's entirely possible that I'm not going to leave it this long. I may or may not chop it off by the time Comic-Con comes. I'm not positive. Because the initial game plan I had for growing my hair out, it becomes more and more obvious that it's going to be less and less of the situation I hoped for. And I don't know who's knocking at my door, but that's my cue. So, I'll talk to you about this more later.